Hello. I finished a journal and I wanted to record it to share with you and to have for my memories. This is a gift, so I'll be sending it away really soon. It's for my friend Nichols, and yeah, this is a soft-sided journal. I made one before. I made this one, which you've seen before, to practice so that I knew how to make this for her. It has that same big bow, and this is where the binding is, one signature. See that? And it has lots of fabrics and ribbons in it, which we will see. I had a hard time, or it took me, I think it's fair to say I had a hard time getting started on this journal. I tried a couple different fabrics and a couple different, slightly different palettes, and what finally decided me, I'll show you the sort of inspirational image that, oops, that's the cat moving the camera, that kind of made things settle down. But I ended up with this beautiful greenish blue cotton ticking. Dylan has helped the whole way through, so there's a little bit of cat hair on here. But I know Nichols is a dog lover, so I think it'll be okay. I'll try to clean it up before it goes. But all right, so you open it up, and there's a paper bag sewn in here to make it sound cool. If you like that sound of paper. And this is a piece of cardstock to kind of protect the rest. Okay, so this journal is somewhat tailored to Nichols. It's not quite as personal as some of the other ones I've done because we haven't known each other as long or accumulated as many shared experiences with memories and stuff. But you can see some things that remind me of her, like this section. You can see it's about Charleston, which is where Nichols lives. And, oh, kitty cat, don't do that. And the whole maritime history there. And fashion. She's a beautiful woman and loves her fashion. And I thought it looked cool. This lady looks like she's going to get on this ship. Another thing that's really neat about this journal is, as I have made more and more journals, people have started to share source materials with me. So, for example, this piece right here came from it's a replica of a Sears Roebuck and Company catalog, but even the replica was made in 1970, so it is vintage. It's 50 years old. But this was given to me by Sarah, my daughter, my stepdaughter. Okay, so there's a little in here to get Nichols started. She could use this or put something else in here. But this is a piece of artwork, a piece of digital art that I got on the internet. It was made by a company called DesignerLettering that you can find on Etsy. And there's a lot of embossing and special textures in here that I did myself. So this polka dot is a type of embossing where it's just, you take the paper and make it 3D. And then 3 wishes. My friend Emerald gave these to me after I made her journal. So I love that circle of things when I can reuse things and kind of create a connection sometimes between people who don't even know each other. And this is, it's a what do you call those things? Card catalog card. And I chose the one from Virginia Woolf for Nichols. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful replica. And then she can journal back here. That's what they're made for. They're made to be like little greeting cards or stationery. And this blue envelope is the envelope that you would send them in. And I got it at the Library of Congress. And then this is a different kind of embossing. It's again 3D, and it's done with modeling paste. And then down here, sort of sticking. Okay, wait, let me interrupt myself to say, my goal for this journal was to move more and more towards original and somewhat neutral papers as opposed to these printed out papers from the internet, because I think these are going to fade with time. And for me personally, they just don't quite have the same value as a as a handmade paper. Not handmade, that's not the right word, but kind of like authentic paper. Not sure what to call it. But the other goal I had is I wanted to make a journal that people would write in, because some of the journals I've made are so decorated, people say they don't want to wreck it. I'll put in quote marks. You know, they just don't feel comfortable writing in it. So I've tried to leave a lot of inviting space that will, well, space, and also to make it inviting. So, and to also have hidden things, like she could write on the back of this and no one would ever see it. She wouldn't have to worry about changing the way things look, although I hope she doesn't ever worry about that. And then I put little pieces and things in here that I thought might inspire her to really use it. So this is a sticker. It says, "There is no charm equal to tenderness of heart." It's by Jane Austen, the quote. And it reminds me of Nichols, because she is an extremely kind person, and she spends a good deal of her energy helping others. So I thought that fit. Look, isn't this beautiful? This is an envelope that's been tea-dyed with a piece of lace to make that pattern on it. And I put something in here for her. It's 3 different book plates. She can maybe find one, hopefully, that she likes, or use one of her own. Doesn't matter, but it'll help give her the idea that maybe she wants to use this. And then when she's done, she can remove those and use this envelope for something of her own. And again, it's tucked in here. It doesn't change the look. Maybe the book plate will go here or here, wherever she wants. And then this is the beautiful piece of art that really brought everything together for me. And again, this is an artist that I connected with on Etsy, and the name of her studio is Fabi, F-A-B-I, kind of like fabulous, FabiArt Studio. I actually don't know if it's a man or a woman, but I love this beautiful, colorful image, and thought it would work for Nichols, who I know is a gardener and loves the sunshine. Okay, so she can write on here. That's the intention for this page. Have a lot of kind of writing space. Dylan loves it. And the same thing here. This is handmade paper. This is called corn paper, this golden color paper. I bought that from someone in Italy, and she shipped it to me. This is an original postcard from 1903, stamped from the Versailles Prefecture. Not sure how you pronounce that. It's beautiful greenish color, very romantic. This is hand dyed, so it's regular paper, but it's hand dyed by someone else. I didn't dye it, but I love this beautiful color, and I think it will suit Nichols. See how it goes. And then this fabric is from a collection of fabrics I have by Anna Marie Horner. Very, very beautiful, vivid, exquisite, interesting color combinations in her work. All right. This is a bag that I kind of glued together to make a little bit thicker pocket. It was a gift from my friend Emerald. I don't know what this old piece of paper is. Return this statement for correction in case of error. So I guess someone would get their account on here, how much they owed. It's from the 1930s. I guess they thought they would all use it up within the decade. But it's something you can write on. It has that cute Made in USA stamp. Yeah. Same thing here, something you can write on. And I did reinforce these older papers if there was any chance that I thought they might tear at the binding. So this is reinforced with this beautiful, very, very old Italian rag paper that'll be sturdy. I don't think I mentioned these cute little bells. And some stamping. I thought That's Amore suited her. She has a great sense of humor. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Oh, I can't go that low. Still Anna Maria. Okay. These are just cards, journaling cards she can write on. I think teal is her favorite color. So this is just hand painted. It's done using a jelly plate. So I made that one. And then this is from a collection, a different artist, Heather from Ruby and Pearl, did a whole collection of pieces. She didn't paint the art, but she gathered the art and made this digital collection, and it's all women reading. And I know Nichols reads, and that's something that we share. So I have a couple of inspiring, beautiful pieces like this in here. And then these are all washi tapes, which she can use to add things to the journal, a picture or anything, any kind of memento. But Nichols, if you use these, you may have to use some glue with them. They have very little adhesive. They go on and come right off with not much effort. But those are some pretty colors that kind of go with what's in the journal. So see how I left it blank, hoping that maybe she'll put her date or a letter or a drawing or a stamp or whatever she wants to do in there. This little piece is kind of out of character because it's so, I don't know, quirky, but I feel like it suits her personality, and I thought it kind of went with this cute kid with a paper. It looks like a terracotta pot on his head, and a bunny, and I guess he's a fairy or she's a fairy because she has butterfly wings. This is another Etsy artist, and her shop name is PixieDustFiles. Okay, I'm not going to repeat. You can kind of see this is that same FabiArt Studio, different piece, but you can, I hope, tell the similarity. So these are all things for her to write on. An old Lincoln stamp, blank paper. This is funny. She and I both work in technology related fields, so I thought she might get a kick out of this. She can write on the back, or, you know, put a photograph or something here. Now this is from ChapterOnePapers. I think it's the only thing in here. Maybe not. There might be one or two things in here. But again, this is digital art that you can buy online at Etsy and print out. So she can write on the inside. This is from Charleston Receipts, and if you're listening, Nichols, this is from Colleen's grandmother, Dorothea's book. It had literally fallen apart, so I have a new book that I use on an ongoing basis, but every now and then for someone in the family or a special person, I'll work in a page from the original. Yeah. This is beautiful handmade paper for watercolors, but she can just write on it, or if she wants to do some mixed media stuff, she can. Don't you love, I don't know if you've ever seen this cookbook, but it's so beautiful. These funny poems in the old accents. This piece of paper with its beautiful coloring is a piece of a timesheet from the railroad, very old, like maybe 1917, but I picked a blank part of it so that she could write on it. This, like I said, I wanted to encourage her to use the journal. So these are funny stickers, and they're all rude. Like this says, "Suck it up." They have they have curse words and stuff. So I don't know if that'll suit her, but I think it's funny, and I would use them. This is Florentine paper. More of that ledger work, or ledger paper. And you can see here the date, 1923. It's writing in pencil. There's another piece of it in a bit, but here, this is holding in a plain tag. Look at that cool reinforcer. I made that with a die cut. I have like a little machine that you can use this die, and you run it through, and it presses it down, and it makes that shape. And the ribbon is old sari silk, like unused from saris, like extra. This pink paper, would you believe it? This is dyed with avocados. Yeah, I think the pits have most of the coloring. Now, I don't make it myself, I buy it. It's not my favorite part, and I think it's kind of cool to support other artists. This funny Scantron paper is really just from a notepad in a hotel that I stayed in. I stayed there to go to my nephew's graduation, and my sister-in-law actually, I took a pad and then she took the pad from her room for me. The Graduate Hotels, Form 2014. I love it. Another piece of old ledger paper, this one plain. This is tea-dyed, they call it like artist drawing paper or something. It has a special hand to it, like vellum or something. It's not the same as plain graph paper, but you can write on it. And this is the snippet rolls I've shown in other videos. I think she liked this squirrel, if I recall correctly, so I put him in here. This is scrapbook paper, a remake of, or a reprint of something by Gustav Klimt. I like to put it over here so these are all staggered. This is also scrapbook paper, but I don't think the artist's name is mentioned. This my sister gave me. It's from some old planning supplies that she doesn't use anymore. It says create an organizer, design format at Small World Greetings. Call Lucy. It's funny how, isn't it, how many types of paper we have and how it works its way into our lives, and we don't take much note of it, but I love it. This is the faux washi tape that I made. I think I also showed that in some other posts. And then look at this. This is the Girl's Own paper from November 1883. And Nichols is gay. She's married to a woman, and I thought this was so cute. The Girl's Own paper. I just thought she might kind of like that. Yeah, so it goes like this, but you can open it up. And then here's another reader. Go right in there. Some people don't like to mix pure white paper in with the different vintage papers, but I think it's okay. I like the variety, mixing the old and the modern. I hope she'll giggle at that. So there's quite a bit of space to write in there. I put a lot of these paper clips in so that she could clip her own things in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to move my container up here and put a few spare ones in before I ship it off. But as I said, she loves dogs, and one of the first time I met her, she was with her dog, and she had it dressed in cute clothes, and I had never seen that before. I had never been with, or at least not had a friend who did it. I thought it was hilarious. So this is as close as I could come to a dog that looked like her dog. This outfit is a little different than the one she used, but hopefully it'll make her laugh. And it's a card, you know, you can write on the back. Plain tea-dyed paper, or coffee-dyed paper. Dandelion and burdock, carbonated mixed flavor soft drinks. I bought some vintage canned good, well, not just canned good, but all kinds of goods labels for a journal I was working on for my mom, you know, the one with the family history you may have seen. And this is one of the ones that was in there, and I thought it was fitting. I like that little fairy. This is from a shirt that I bought at a secondhand store. Oh, this is another kind of embossing. It's done with a glaze and a heat tool. Like you have to heat it up with you know, the kind of tool you would use to remove varnish, or you probably, I think you can use a hairdryer, but I have that other tool. Just little pieces of paper from I added the stamp from one of those tiny little notebooks you get. This is that same ledger, but another piece of it. Oh, well, I guess it's not this. Yeah. Well, no, because this is 1919. The other one said 1923. Maybe they were in the same book, but different pages. I just have fragments of this particular ledger, so I don't know a whole lot about it. But that might have been a lot of money back in 1919. And I thought she could write on the back here. It's really nice paper. It's pretty thick. I love this fabric here. This color I think is so Charleston. I want to get some more. This is by Tula Pink. It's just solid, but it's such a great solid. I think it's worth mentioning her name. What is the name of this book, y'all? Peter Cottontail? I think so. Let me see. There's another. We'll see when we get here. There's another piece of it in here. That might remind me. Yeah, I think it is. Peter Rabbit. Yeah. This is just blank. I don't know why Peter Rabbit reminded me of her, but I just thought she might enjoy these fanciful garden bunnies and stuff. I know she loves animals and gardens. And dogs with clothes on. They have another dog that I think it's a lab, a golden lab. Anna Maria. This is that same technique that was on the envelope, where it's coffee dyed but with a piece of lace. So beautiful. Wanted her to have an angel. This is some cool recycled paper that I got in a notebook from a conference I attended, the XBRL conference in DC, and I just thought it was really cool that it has this different color and that it has been recycled, made from recycled pieces. And then in this envelope, I put some more stickers without curse words for her to use or take out and just use the envelope herself, you know, but encouraging interaction and use. Oh, isn't this gorgeous? Look at these different kinds of clips. This is a piece of art that I printed out a photograph of, which I can do because I'm not selling this, so it's okay. And I did give credit. It's called Scrap, and I don't know how to pronounce that name, but this, if you can't read it, it's Splinter. PTL Splinter, Pre-TL Splinter. Yes, several pieces that are kind of color studies like this, and I love them so much. I thought she might like them too. And it's backed, so she can write on it. And here we go, Peter Rabbit. Check this out. This is a check from 1884. New York, National Broadway Bank. I guess you used to have to write your own number into the check. It's from the estate of D.P. Bacon. National Broadway Bank, paid of the order of Barlow and Company. $41 in 1884 by Charles A. Bacon. Must have been his heir. But you can write on here, on the back, and it won't harm it, you know. Check cleared. There you go, paid. Nice little stamp. Things to do. Order, importance, completed, date, check mark. This is from Levenger, and it's cardstock. It's thick. For people who take their things to do seriously. Which I do sometimes. Squirrel Nutkin. Oh, these are more little labels that she can use, and I put little double-sided tape on here where she could take off the plastic covering and then put them wherever she wants. This is Tula Pink, not, yeah, different artist, the one who did this plain solid. This is chapter 1. And here, look, this is from a funny book called Poise and Personality. And we always, or I don't know if we do this, I kind of tease Nichols a little bit because she is an introvert and her social battery is just only so big. So she doesn't come to every single party. And even if she does come, she might not want to stay a real long time. So I thought I like to put these, I think they're kind of, this can't be the right word, just sort of funny because they're so old and they have manners and stuff that don't apply anymore. So it says, you may cut a lengthy street conversation short. Yeah. And then this is a totally different book. This says Tangi Vieras. This is like, I don't know, Plato or a scientist. Yeah. And then way over here, a tiny piece of dictionary. It says perfumed, sweet scented. In here, there's a piece of paper she can write on, something special because it has this beautiful piece of lace on it. Or she could even use this if she wanted to. I guess you could. Yeah, I think you could mail it. Oh, there's a couple of big tags in here. This is a real long pocket, so she can put whatever she wants in there. And like I said, I really love this idea of hidden places, both for people who don't want to ruin the look, and also I mean, of course, it's not really hidden. Anyone can see that, but sometimes you maybe don't want to have it right in your face. Maybe you're saying, I miss this person, or I lost this friend, or, you know, a memory that you want to tuck away. Oh, look at this lady. Party's over. She finally has a few minutes she can read. My soul sister. This is plain paper in here. Look, aren't these cool? This is from a thesaurus. Pleasure, pleasurableness, content, relief, cheerfulness. They're all happy words. Taste, fashion. I was like, oh, this is perfect for her. Friendship, friends, sociality, courtesy. And then over here is some of that old Italian rag paper. I mean, it's really old. Like, definitely 1800s. I have some that goes back to 1600s. And this may be that old because do you see how it has these tiny little holes in it? Yeah. And then this is a beautiful piece of art by a woman who, her name is Wendy Robinson, and she goes by, I think, yeah, The Unexpected Gypsy. And then there's another great big pocket back here, and I put an index folder in there so Nichols can put her stuff in here and then pull it out like this. And this file folder, I think, belonged to her wife's granddad, Henry. Well, I guess I don't know if I should say his name. And I believe this is his property where he lived toward the end of his life. I'm not 100% certain. This could actually be his son's handwriting. His son was my husband, but. You know, because I think this is Hank Sr.'s writing, to be honest with you. And I think this is Hank Jr.'s writing. But kind of another connection to the family and our shared history. Yep. And that's it. Thanks for sticking with me. I would love to hear about it if you have any ideas or suggestions, something you like or something I didn't do that you might like to see in a different journal. I sure am enjoying this craft, or I say art. I'm not a huge fan of the name junk journal because I do think it's a form of art, but that's okay. Words, right? A rose is a rose. Well, a quote is a quote. By any other name of rose, whatever. Anyway, thanks for listening.